You know, a few times I sit down and I just wonder, in my early 20s, was I really a bum, or was I just down on my luck? um, I remember being like I remember just graduating high school at the time. I wasn't able to go to college. Um, didn't have no fucking scholarships. With no athlete or nothing like that. It's kind of poor. Didn't have a lot of money. I had a diploma of certificates, so it could get you in the door. But like as far as college, that might be like, basically a no-no. Um, you know, um, so because of that, the plan was to go to Job Corps. Plan was to go to Job Corps. Every time I would basically, I think I said this in another video. Every time I would call the lady, to get everything straight, it was always some bullshit. Like I would go to orientation, do some paperwork, and then like every time I would, try to call and see what's up, it was always some bullshit. Like I basically had a bullshit ass recruiter. Um, I think one time she said that I remember my mom, I didn't have a cell phone at the time, so my cell phone wasn't on. And then, I didn't really have no money. I had just graduated high school, and my mom's cell phone was on. So we gave her her cell phone number. So maybe like a month went by, and I remember like my mom claimed that she was basically saying like, if they don't leave a message, then she's not gonna answer it, which is kind of, fucked up, because like you don't know what number these people gonna call from. You thinking it might be a bill collector, or some shit like that. But they said they would call us, but I don't know if the people called or not, because like I said, my mama said that if they don't leave a message, she's not gonna answer it, and so tried that a second time, same shit happened. You say we didn't answer. So basically what's left now is, I was gonna go to Job Corps because I wasn't able to go to college. So I was gonna go to Job Corps, learn a trade, so that when I get out, I could be, straight, dependent and living on my own, just doing regular mediocre shit like like everybody else across the country. But it didn't work out. So I was left to work, bullshit jobs. Maybe I might have worked maybe like 5 times out of that particular year and a half that I graduated, but like 50% of the time I didn't have no job. I wasn't making no money. I was, and I was fucked up. You know, I didn't really get it. Then I think when I was, 20, I got another job, and I was working as, a dishwasher, at a restaurant. And uh, I remember my mom, I went back to a homeless shelter. I went back to that. I was working, but I went to a homeless shelter, and I still had a job. Just wasn't making, no money really, making a lot of money. I was a dishwasher and shit. And I remember um I was telling my mom like, hey, like, like they have this room or whatever, and I was gonna, pay a little bit of rent like that, and because I ain't got no options. Um, so she convinced me to come stay with her and my great uncle, because he could use, the extra money anyway. So that was cool. and shit. I really didn't want to do it. I kind of wanted my own place at the time. It was only going to be like a, like a room, you know. And he said it was fine because he could use extra money. So I went to stay with them, and I stayed there for like, so I think like the first 2 months at the time, I still was working my job, but I had quit because I used to always, people would, as a sub 5, it's like, as an unattractive male, as a sub 5, people always try to test you, niggas will try to pick on you and shit because of how you look, or especially at the job place, did he try to blame certain shit on you, and just bad environments, the certain shit you got to deal with. So it's like, I guess to avoid me from beating his ass inside of the kitchen, I just decided to, I guess quit, even though I didn't have another job lined up. And I was unemployed for like 5 weeks at the time. Because I would always, like, every week I would, give him a little something, for me, for me staying there, you know. And then I was, out of work for 5 weeks, and then I think he, made a comment, basically saying like, you've been unemployed for, 5 weeks, you in here, but you yet, like, you living here, but you've been unemployed, for 5 weeks. So I didn't say anything back to him. I just, sat there and listened to him. He didn't make a lecture out of it. He just said that as a, he just randomly, said that as a comment. I think I looked for like a few jobs at the time, didn't really get them, so I really didn't make a big deal out of it. I really didn't tell him, and that might have been where I fucked up at. I didn't tell him like what my, like, hey, I was out looking for this, looking for this job, and I guess I didn't get it because they didn't call or whatever, or some stupid shit, or they say they'll call you, but they won't call you back, or they don't like how you look, so they don't want your ass around them. So you may not get the job because of that, even though you may know what you're doing, even though you'll work. Uh, so yeah, so he was like, you living here, but yet you've been unemployed for 5 weeks. So I guess it clicked in my head like, hey, I need to go find something fast. I guess before I get put out of some shit. And so I went to this, construction place that was paying daily. It was paying like day by day, and you get sent out there, and they pay you day by day, pay you daily, and daily labor jobs, and it was shitty too. The pay was shitty, the jobs was shitty, but I didn't want to do it, but I did it because I didn't want to, I didn't want him, coming to me about that again. I didn't want to, because I was already out of work for, for 5 weeks, like he said, and I didn't want to, just live there, for free. Oh, these motherfuckers in the back, in fucking the in the fucking background. Oh God, hold on. I'm gonna put some music in this. I might have to put some music in the background on this one. uh, Motherfucker don't know how to shit. Oh yeah. The way I was at. Oh yeah, I said yeah, because I didn't want to just keep continuing to live there for free. Wherever I go at, I always try to pay, try to pay people. Because there ain't nothing free and shit like that. And you living in somebody's house, he ain't paying bills, shit like that. So I can understand where he was coming from. But it's funny because my mom was there, and she might have helped him as far as with his medicine, or go out to fill out certain paperwork for his health and shit like that. But she wasn't paying rent to stay there like I was, which is, it really didn't make, it just no problem. It just goes to show you how society treats men compared to women. And yeah, so I ended up going to it. It was a bad experience. I was back working again. Matter of fact, I went to that place the same day he came to me about me, you know, being there for being unemployed at his house for 5 weeks. When he told me that next day, I started working. The very next day I got up and went there the next day. It was a bad experience though. I worked there for some months too, and I remember being broke as fuck at 16. I went to work at no, I ain't went to work at. I went to fill out job applications at places like Wendy's, McDonald's, but it never went through. I never worked there. They never called me, never got an interview. And then when I got I think 18, 7, I think I was like 18. Yeah, I had to be 18. I went to I had one of the teachers got me a little, one of the extra teachers, they tried to get me a job at Kroger's. I went there for an interview but never got a job. So it's like, I don't know if you guys wanted to call me like a freeloader or a bum back then, but I some people may say I was down on my luck. Some people may say I was a bum. Some people may say I was a freeloader or some shit like that, or just down on my luck. Cause it's like I tried, but it's just certain doors that was closed for me. It was very, very hard. And I understand that all of that shit happened because of my appearance, because of how ugly people think I look. I was ostracized, and then I couldn't mingle with certain people to even network and shit like that. And I wasn't offered any opportunities like some people was. And I didn't have a car, and shit was just hard. I was born into a fucked up city. People didn't really give a fuck about me like that. Just a dead man walking, basically. I'm still working a bullshit job now. I got some plans in the making though. I think I actually have some good news to tell y'all. I'm gonna probably tell it to y'all in the next 2 weeks. Got some real good news. Anyways, finally catching I guess a little win for once. Anyways, I love y'all. Be safe. Bye-bye.